Lost Letterman. What's going on, man? What's going on, Reggie?
What's up, brother man? How's it going with you?
Oh man! I'm excited tonight. I'm glad we rescheduled this, but I'm excited tonight. I got my full energy.
Yes, sir.
Lost. Who said they didn't have love for Lost Letterman in North Augusta? We going down to North Augusta, South Carolina tonight, man. We got I would call you the super fan, but it's way more than that. It's way more than the super fan. But we have North Augusta's own Reggie Cruz in the building this evening, aka the Sizzler. What's going on, Reggie?
Another beautiful day. Another beautiful day. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on. So, man, let's. And for those who don't know, man, I think you are synonymous with North Augusta athletics. But before we kind of get on that road, talk a little bit about where you grew up and where you're from, because I don't actually even think you're originally from North Augusta.
No, I'm not. All right, I'll try to give you the short version. Okay, I was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I was there till I was about 3 years old, and I grew up in Warrenton, North Carolina, with my grandparents. And I graduated high school from there in 1988. I graduated June 3rd.
Is that East or Western North Carolina? I'm sorry.
It's sort of like central. If you know where Durham, North Carolina is,
Yeah.
if if you take 85 going north, right before you go into Virginia, that is Warren County. And that's
Okay.
where I grew up, in Warren County. So far back in the woods, mosquitoes didn't go back there.
It is amazing. Not to cut you off, but it is amazing how many towns like that North Carolina has. Like, man,
Yes.
it is just because it's a long state. But keep going.
Okay. But yeah, I joined the army, did my basic training in Fort McClellan, Alabama, became a military policeman. My first duty station was in Germany. While I was there, I got to visit Belgium, Paris, went up in the Eiffel Tower. I even got to go to Bavaria and even went up into old Hitler's eagle's nest, and walked around in there. I left Germany in 1992, went to Fort Meade, Maryland. Yeah, I don't know if you remember back when the Haitians were trying to come to the U.S. and they sent them to Guantanamo Bay. I went down there for 4 months down there. Came back. They moved my whole unit from Fort Meade, Maryland to Fort Stewart, Georgia. And while I was there, I went to Panama. And while I was in Panama, I was at the NCO club one night and I met this young, beautiful airman.
a, a lot of stories have started with I was at the NCO club one night. But keep
Did
going.
you write about that? but 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 this one was a good, wholesome one. I met this young lady. She was from South Carolina. She was in the Air Force, and we just stayed in contact with each other. She was living in Summerville, South Carolina, and when I got back to Fort Stewart, I drove up to meet her, to see her during the 4th of July weekend, and she would drive to Fort Stewart to see me. We just kept back and forth, and 2 years later, we got married, and we have been married since that time, July 1st, 1995. And after we had our first child, our son, who's now going through Marine training, combat training, he she wanted to move closer to family, and she had a sister that was living here in North Augusta. So we moved up here, and we've been living here since '98, and our kids went through all the schools here, North Augusta. I'm sorry, not Fox Creek. Let me go back. Marcy Creek Elementary School, then North Augusta Middle School, then North Augusta High School, and my son played baseball there, and my oldest daughter played basketball there, and and she got on the first. She was one of the matriarchs of the first two state championships, um, and I'm the type, if my child is on your team, I'm a fan of the team. If and the thing is with me, if I'm your fan, you will love me. If I'm cheering against you, you'll probably have a problem with me. I mean, I don't I don't curse. I don't say anything out of the way, anything like that. But I tend to be a little loud, and you know, yeah. So
Well, first and foremost, Reggie, as I told you when we spoke first, man, thank you for your service.
yes,
That's
sir.
obviously one of not I mean one of the most important things. So definitely thank you for your service. Before we get to your daughter, and I believe it was 2017 was that
Yes,
first championship year. I mean, they've got 7 chips, but
yeah,
2017, the service part of it, and I know the law enforcement part of it, has that always kind of been in your DNA in terms of wanting to serve and give back to the community and that type of feel? Because I almost feel like it's almost like being a doctor. You kind of know those things early in life. You can fall in finance and some other disciplines, but like
right.
service and working in corrections facility, things like that. You kind of know if you're built for that action pretty early, pretty early in
Yeah.
life. So is that something that you knew and it kind of gravitated you towards that road?
Basically, yeah. I I'll tell you what got me into it. What made me decide I wanted to be a police officer. My granddaddy got pulled over one time. When I was probably maybe about 8 or 9 years old, if that age. And one of the no, excuse me, and the state trooper that pulled him over just happened to be a brother, and he walked up, and his uniform was tight, and he had that black round on, and I was sitting in the back seat, and I saw how professional he looked, and you know squared away, and he looked down at me, and he nodded, and I nodded back to him, and I was in awe from that moment on. I said, that's what I want to do. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, I was a military policeman in the Army. I got out, became a police officer in Moncks Corner, South Carolina. I stayed there almost 3 years. Then I left there and went to when we moved up here to North Augusta. I was with Aiken County Sheriff's Office for exactly 3 years, and then from there I went to work at the federal prison up in Edgefield, and I was there for 20 years exactly. And I retired. I was able to retire from there at the age of 51. So, and I'm 57. I'll be 58 now. So, I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll be
Man,
57 this year. Be 57 this year.
this man is not afraid of any smoke.
No, 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 no.
So with that being said, I mean that's a fantastic story, and thanks for sharing it.
Yes.
With that being said, and I'll preface this by saying I don't really even know much about that line of work. I just know that I don't want to be in court at any time,
Right,
and
right.
I don't, the best way not to have any issues is don't put yourself hopefully in that situation.
True.
But since you were in that line of work, and I know obviously that's a tough job, man. It is a very tough job.
Mhm.
Do you ever get frustrated, or did you ever get frustrated by so many of the times? And I know, like I've run across most cops I've run across have been great people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Great, and have done great jobs. But when you turn the news on, those are not the cops you hear about. You know what I
No.
mean? How and I know it can be frustrating, but how frustrating is it for a person like yourself who does, and a lot of your coworkers as well, probably most of them, who do great jobs and always trying to do the right thing and do the right thing,
Right.
but in terms of media coverage and even something as simple as any kind of social media,
Right.
it's always to the hopefully the 1 or 2% or the minority that maybe might put a, a
A
cloud
black eye.
over
Yeah.
the people who are really doing fantastic work.
Right. Well, it's like we said in law enforcement. 2% of the population commits 98% of the crimes. And it's the same thing with law enforcement. 98% of law enforcement, they do their job, do it well, and don't go out there being stupid in a no stupid zone. But it's that 2% that makes the 98% look bad at times.
Right.
Um, but uh, going back, I told you back in '98 when we went down to, I'm sorry, back in 90 when we went down to Guantanamo Bay. um, I walked amongst the compound of the Haitians, and I got to talk to them, and I listened to some of the horror stories that they were fleeing from, how the military was killing their families and things like that. And I said to myself, I got to treat these people with respect, because the only
Right.
difference between them and myself, because a number of them look like people I know, some of them look like some of my relatives. And I
Right.
said to myself, the only difference between them and myself is that our ancestors got off at a different
Yeah,
slave ship,
exactly.
at a different location, at a different time.
Yeah.
This could have easily been me. And I
Right.
took that mindset into law enforcement. I treat people the way I want to be treated. You know. Now, yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, if you want to take it there, we can go there. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. Quick.
but but going back into the percentages again,
Yeah.
99% of the time, I didn't have any issues with anyone. I don't know if it was because of my size or what, but I talk
Right.
to people the way I want to be talked to, and and law enforcement. A special thing about law enforcement, I'll say 75% of the job is knowing how to communicate,
Yeah.
is is knowing how to talk to people. Because sometimes when we interact with people, we're interacting with them at some of the worst times of their lives.
Yeah.
So, so you
And it's
know,
high pressure. And it's high
right,
pressure.
right, exactly. And even with my wife, she just retired from 30, I think 30 plus years in the education system, and she dealt with some kids who were going through some who have been the best in class at the time, you know, saying some things and doing some things they shouldn't have, but we don't know what's going on at their homes.
Right.
And
Right.
and it's the same thing with people that I met. You know, sometimes I don't know the backstory of what they are going through or what they've been going through. So yeah.
Well, you know, and this is my last kind of commentary on that, and I'm glad you mentioned that. I think that and I know that they've got to in law enforcement, you've got to do some sort of sensitivity, or maybe sensitivity training is not the right word, but I think that inherently you are what your experiences are, and
But
unfortunately, most minorities have had broad experience, and they understand how to navigate, or understand how to navigate certain circumstances.
right,
And if you are in a position of power and you really haven't had those experiences, I
right,
think I think that's where the issue comes in, because you understand that you're not coming in with the preconceived notions all the time. And I know there are all kind of trainings and things of that nature that
right.
people do, not only in law enforcement and education in corporate America, things of that. I think they call it sensitivity training. Well,
Hmm.
I could be wrong, but
Right,
I think that's where those things become so important, because you just have to understand, and we all do it. We all come in all situations with preconceived notions, but you have to be sometimes cognizant of you have to be cognizant of the situation. But
true.
with that being said, um, let's talk a little bit about your getting to North Augusta. So you're a man of the world, traveled all these different countries. So what was it like as you put your roots in North Augusta, South Carolina?
Well, the first thing was I found a good church.
Right.
That we've been members of the Second Providence Baptist Church here in North Augusta ever since we've been here in 1998. Our pastor, I think he's been there 44 years now, and he's an
Okay.
outstanding pastor. And second of all, we surrounded ourselves with good people. You know, we lived in a great neighborhood. Um, the people here in North Augusta, we help each other. Of course, every now and then you'll run across, some knuckleheads every now and then, but through my law enforcement, I can normally pick up. I'm like, okay, all right, that one right there, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave that one alone over there. But by the grace of God, going back to percentages again, 95% of the people that we have dealt with here have been great people, and um, yeah, it's North Augusta is a good place and it's growing. Um, it's a great place to be.
Well, I tell you, whoever, I don't know the city planning, but whoever's on the city planning board or whatever, and
Right.
they've got that facility down there where they do the Nike, and they have
Yes.
so many other. I mean, that's a
Peach
boom.
Jam.
Not only,
Yes.
yeah, the Peace Jam. Whoever, the persons that were responsible for that really have a vision for
Yes.
not only that city but that area, and that's a that's a fantastic fantastic event and a
Yes.
fantastic facility for that area. But with,
Yeah.
with that being said, as you mentioned earlier, your daughter was actually part of that 2017 run. And I
Yes.
think it's so special in that that was the first one because it's
Yeah.
easy to come in 2023 when the kind of the foundation has been laid. And no, it's not easy, but it's a
I
different
understand.
experience to come in at 2023 once the foundation is laid after a few state championships. So discuss a little bit about what it took because you're on the inside, what it took getting to 2017 and what that feeling was like when you guys finally broke through.
My daughter, along with a number of the young ladies, they started off playing rec basketball at North Augusta Rec Center. And as they progressed in age, we started noticing certain players. Um, and we were like, wait a minute now. When these girls get to middle school, because in the area, you had North Augusta Middle and you had Paul Knox.
Mhm.
And we were thinking, if we can get a number of these girls at the same middle school, which my daughter went to North Augusta Middle, that's going to be one heck of a basketball team that they have there. And sure enough, a number of them went to North Augusta Middle School. And North Augusta Middle School, they had the thing at this time. If you have an undefeated team in any sport, when they take the team photo, your photo will go up in the gym, and it will stay in there forever. It will
Wow.
stay up. It will stay up on the wall. So our daughters, they went undefeated. When Sarah, I want to say it was the first year that she played there. They went undefeated, and I think they missed about one game the last year. Um, and speaking of undefeated teams, my youngest daughter, she played volleyball there at North Augusta Middle, and they went undefeated. So she had her picture on the wall too. But but we were saying it was like when these girls get to high school, they're going to be even something even more special. And um, my daughter and Amari Young, Coach Young's granddaughter,
Mhm.
um, they got pulled up to the high school girls basketball team in the eighth grade. And
Wow.
yeah, Sarah, my daughter's name is Sarah Cruz, and
Mhm.
and her specialty was defense. I mean, she don't think that you're gonna just happen to steal the ball from her, and and she's gonna let that go. She's coming back, and she's gonna get that ball from you, um, and and she would rather get a 10-second call than to hit a game-winning shot. She's a defensive beast. But when they got to high school, and all the other girls who played rec league, when they got to the high school, and we were like, oh my goodness, we're gonna have something here. And sure enough, her sophomore year, they got to the state semifinals,
Mhm.
and they lost by 2 points. And my daughter was in the gym. That happened on a Saturday. On Sunday, she was over at the rec center. She, she said, "Dad, I need to go to the rec center." And we went over there, and I started passing the ball to her. She started working out, then getting ready for 2017, which ended up being an undefeated season in the state. And they ended up being number one, ranked number one among all classes in the state of South Carolina. And she yeah, she is and was and still is a go getter. She doesn't play basketball anymore, but she works for the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and so
Yes, sir.
but you had her, Amari Young, Maya Burns, Leah Bell, a number of them that went on to play college basketball. and have been successful. I know Amari, Maya, and my daughter Sarah in 4 years, in 4 years of college, they got their bachelor's and master's degrees in 4 years.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And a
That's
number of other
fantastic.
young ladies, they've done great things. Nurses, attorneys, working in legal. Yeah, all of them that I can think of are successful.
And that's what it's all about. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna put you on the spot, Sizzler.
Okay.
I'm gonna put you, and we got to actually. I got to ask you how you got the name the Sizzler, but
Okay.
I've had to put you on the spot now.
Okay.
We got to take your kids out of it. You got
All
to
right.
take your kids out of it. So, and I know if your daughter played college basketball, and you've seen a lot of high level basketball,
Yes.
AAU, high school, all that.
All that.
Um, and well, obviously, we have to talk about Coach Young and his contribution, because it seemed like obviously Coach Young was the coach, but it seems like it's a community thing too. Who
It
are the
is.
top five girls basketball players that you've seen in high school
Ooh. That I've seen.
that you've laid your eyes on?
Um. Okay. Full Wally.
Okay.
Um. Joyce Edwards. Um. Let me let me pause right there now. Also, you know how we got the Nike Peach Jam here, okay? We also used to have the Nike Nationals right after that. And the Nike Nationals is when the girls come. It's the same thing as Peach Jam, but it's for the
Okay.
girls.
Okay.
And a few years after when I started paying attention to it, um, they stopped coming here and they went to Chicago.
Okay.
Okay, but anyway, getting back.
All right,
Okay,
you bid yourself a little time, so you got
yeah.
two: Full Wiley and
Okay,
Joyce Edwards.
Paul Riley, Joyce Edwards, um, oh, our own Selena Grant, Amari Young, because Amari Young, that same 2018, Amari Young ended up being Miss Basketball for the state of South Carolina. And Mr. Basketball just happened to be Zion Williamson.
Okay, that's
Um,
four.
yeah, four. Ooh, that I've laid my eyes on. I mean, shoot, Sarah Cruz. See, I mean,
Well, I told you you couldn't have your daughter on this.
oh, okay. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm gonna have to go with. Oh, you said it played high school, right? That I've
High
seen.
school that you've seen.
Um, oh, young lady, she played for West. Um, um,
West Side.
no. It was a West Side. We beat them out of Florence. Oh my goodness. Uh, gold and yellow. We beat them twice, and in fact, Sarah and them beat them twice for the state championship. What was the young lady's name? Oh my goodness. I think she finished at Alabama. She finished with she had the Afro puffs. Oh my God.
McQueen.
Who? Queen.
McQueen. Yeah, yeah.
Loyal.
She
Yeah.
Lawyer
Loyal
McQueen. Okay,
McQueen.
yeah,
Loyal
yeah. Okay.
McQueen. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
With my Afro pulse rage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
there you go. There you go, youngster. What you know about that? What you know about that? Yes, sir.
a little something, little
Yeah.
something. So with that being said,
Yes.
let's talk a little bit, and I'm gonna hold you all night, but let's talk a little bit about Coach Young and what he meant
Oh my goodness.
or means to.
Yes.
I know he retired, but he's still around. So what he
Yes.
means to that community, and specifically his contributions to all these championships.
Um I I can't just put it in one sentence. I told him this, and I told him, I said, Coach Young, uh, if I could have chose a person to be my father, I would have chosen a man like you. Um,
Man.
he cares about his players. He wants the best. He's gonna push them, and he's gonna and he's gonna push them past the limits that they thought they had. But he does it with love. He's not a taskmaster. I mean, taskmaster. Um, uh, he loves the community. As many great things as he's done, he doesn't brag on himself. He doesn't talk about himself. He doesn't even talk about um, his professional career. Um, when I'm with him um, and and I try to introduce him to people and what he used to do as a profession, he tells me, "Look, if you want to tell him, you can tell him." He played professional football with the
Yeah, I
Pittsburgh
didn't even know
Steelers.
that. I didn't
Yeah,
even know that. Mhm.
with the Pittsburgh Steelers. With uh
In the 70s?
yes,
Oh, wow. That's the what's the oh,
yes, with
Mean Joe Green and all those guys?
yeah, with what's his name on CBS? Quarter,
Terry Bradshaw.
Terry Bradshaw. Yeah, it was his
Yeah.
quarterback. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, he is humble beyond belief. He doesn't talk a lot, he's a great family man, um, great kids. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now, how in the world did you get the name the Sizzler?
All
A
right.
man, a law enforcement man.
Yeah.
How did you get the God fearing man? How did you get the name the Sizzler?
All right. It's crazy. Okay. Well, not crazy, but here, here's what I always do. If you're ever at one of the basketball games where I'm watching and I'm cheering for one of the teams that's on the court, all right, I never sit on the team side where the team sits. I sit across the court, mid court, okay, because I want the team that I'm cheering for to have a friendly voice on that side of the court and someplace where they can hear me. I can tell them, was like, okay, look, a pick coming, or I'll push them. I was like, look, you better than that. You go get them. I think that's my gift. I'm a great encourager, you know.
Okay.
But so second state championship, I'm sitting where I sit across the court in Colonial Life Arena, and right in front of me just happens to be the press row. All right. So when I get there, I'm pumping the team up when they come out. I was like, there they are, the reigning state champions, undefeated. Da 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 da. The North Augusta Yellow Jackets, and here's where the Sizzler came in. I said the North Augusta Yellow Jackets. Like I'm making a Yellow Jacket sound. And a couple of guys, they turn around, they were like, "Did you do that?" I was like, "Yeah." You know, they're like, okay, Sizzler. You know, so that's where it came, and that's where it stuck. Yeah,
That is too cool. That is too cool.
yeah,
Let's talk a little bit because I went to a game in North Augusta. Um, I'll be honest with you. I went to a game in North Augusta about 3 years ago.
yes.
They were it was just it was a boys playoff game.
Hmm.
Lancaster, is that the right way to pronounce
That's
Lancaster?
how you say it
Lancaster.
here in
Uh,
South Carolina. That's how you say it, Lancaster.
yeah, yeah.
Anywhere else is Lancaster, but here in South Carolina is Lancaster.
Lancaster and North Augusta at North
Okay.
Augusta, and That was my first time being in North Augusta, and that gym is pretty big, so it's
Yeah,
not like it's a hot box, but
right.
that's a raucous crowd, man. That's
Oh
a
yeah.
raucous, like it's a definitely a home environment. Talk a little bit about that environment down there in North Augusta.
Oh yeah, we get at it. I mean, we're loud. The student section when they're on the. I mean, the crowd is great. Um, we love our sports here. Um, uh, when you come to North Augusta, if you're an opponent playing here, just know our home field advantage is our home field advantage in the gym, the football field, baseball field, softball, our new softball and baseball field. Yeah, it's home court.
Well, just a little inside baseball. We 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 are affiliated with Gray Collegiate, and
Okay.
before they went down there this year, I told the coach I was talking to him. I said, "Man, that we have to make sure that the kids are keep their heads. Make
Yeah.
sure they keep that because it's an intense environment.
Oh
You
yeah.
got to make sure you keep your head and you keep your focus. And then we went down there and handled our business. It's
Yeah.
but let's handle business and get on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not a whole lot of messing around.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of messing around. So with that being said, I want to talk a little bit about this and the boys team. I'm not sure how much you saw them this year, but they
Mhm.
actually won the state championship too.
Yes.
And
First one.
Gray beat them twice, I think, this year,
Yes.
and North Augusta ended up beating them at Gray, which I was like, man, we got everything is situated because I did not want to have to go back down to North Augusta
Right.
to play that
Right.
playoff game. So I was like, man, everything is working out in our favor. I thought we'd march on. I was more so worried about Wilson than I actually was North Augusta. But to their
Right.
credit, those guys, and I wasn't at the game, but from what they said, those guys came up to North Augusta, excuse me, to Gray with a vengeance, man. Like they
They
came
were
up
on a
there
mission.
and they took it personal.
They were on a
And
mission.
salute to the staff and everybody at North Augusta. We actually had great favorite, but salute to the staff. What do you think was so special about this group of guys? And to be honest with you, one of the guys, he had dreadlocks, like
Yep.
way. I
Jordan.
can't.
Jordan.
Jordan. I've
Yeah.
seen him like 2 years prior, and I was like, man, not only was he a good player, he was real confident, man. And I love a kid who's confident. So I knew he wasn't going to be nervous about coming up to Gray, but I
Yeah.
wasn't so sure about the other guys. So what was it about that team that made them so special this year? And whereas some of the other teams they had recently could not get over the hump.
Going back to our girls again, the
Yep.
thing that started our winning streak, because we won 4 in a row at one point, losing the year before in the state semifinals for the girls. The
Yes.
boys lost, they only lost one game last year, and that was in the state championship.
Mm,
And they came into this year saying, okay, we got to finish this.
right.
And they came in this season with that in mind. And then at some point during the season, they lost one of the former players on the team. He was tragically killed, and
Oh wow.
and that added extra fire to their engine. So they and um they wanted to win, and plus they got tired of. I'm pretty sure they got tired of it. Okay, y'all get so close and get so close and and that builds up scar tissue, and so it's
Yeah.
like this year we're gonna do this. We're not taking any prisoners. So and they did
Well,
it.
shout out to them. From what I've been told, they came to Gray, and that was like a North Augusta crowd in Gray. It was just as many North Augusta people
I heard
as
about
it
that.
was
Yeah.
with Gray.
Yes.
So shout out to the coaches and the players and everybody in that community for ultimately not just beating Gray and getting past them, but finishing the job and getting that state championship. So
Right.
with that being said, your story doesn't stop at
No.
North Augusta. Talk a little bit about the pocket squares, man. The pocket square, man. So
Oh,
let's get that going, man. Tell us what it is and
okay.
what you're doing on the business side.
All right. Yeah. I've always liked to dress. Dress nice when I wear a suit or whatever. I like to have a certain look. And at that time, I thought I had a bunch of neckties when I first got started with this, but I've increased that by hundreds. But anyway, I decided I'm going to go out and I'm going to find a pocket square to complement each one of my neckties. And pocket square, pocket handkerchiefs, people call them different things. Excuse me. So I went out looking, and either I didn't like the price, or I didn't like the quality, or I didn't. I just couldn't find what I was looking for. So one day I just happened to be, I think it was a Joann's, and I'm walking down the aisles in Joann's, and I looked, I see a piece of fabric, and I'm like, man, that would be nice to have for a pocket square. And so um, I said, you know what? I'm gonna take a sewing class, and I'm gonna learn how to make my own pocket squares. So I went over to Augusta, took a sewing class, bought my sewing machine, took a sewing class, learned how to sew, and I started making my own pocket squares. And then it hit me. I said, well, if I'm having this problem, I know other guys are having this problem. Let me start a business. So I started a business making pocket squares, pocket handkerchiefs, and um, I had one name for it, but then I changed the name, and that name is taken off. Squares and Buttons. It's squaresandbuttons.com, just like it sounds. Squares, AND, buttons.com. And it's progressed and progressed and progressed. In fact, where I'm sitting right now, if you look in the background, um, this is some of my fabric back here that you see.
You look
Um,
like you're in the garment district in New York.
yeah,
You
this
look
is
like a
my
tailor. You look like a tailor.
this is my sewing room. I call it the enclave.
Okay.
And so I make my pocket squares in here, and I've stepped it up another level now. Now I'm making my own designs for my fabric. So I'll make a design, and I'll tweak it, and okay, yeah, I like that, and I'll send it off to a company, and they'll put my design on fabric. So now I have a few examples. Um, uh, these are my designs,
Gotcha.
um, and I can make almost any kind of design, and I've even started making some for the fraternities. If you know any sigmas out there, I got you. Any kappas, I got you. Um, and my son just happened to be an omega. And omegas, I got you. You know, and even the alphas, I got you also.
I
And
love it.
something brand new. Um, I went to Warren County High School in Warrenton, North Carolina. So I made special pocket squares um, for the high school alum, and what I'm doing with that is my pocket squares are $25. But for the ones where I make my designs, and for my high school, $5 of that will go to the alumni association. So
Man,
I can do that for any high school. So hook me up.
well, we're gonna promote the Sizzler and what did you say the name of the company was again?
Squares and
Okay.
buttons.com.
We'll get that rolling on our social media.
Thank you.
With that being said,
Yes.
when you hit them with the pocket square, and I know there are all different ways to do it, because you know
Right.
what, when I wear uh, dress sports coats, I don't
Yes.
wear suits. I only wear sports coats. When I wear sports coats, I don't know that I've ever worn. I don't rock the pocket square because it's
You
it's not
got
my
to.
style. It's too much. It's too
No,
much for me. It's
no, you
too
got
much.
to.
But let me ask you a question though. So, but do is your style? Because I know everybody's different. Do
Yes.
you match the tie and the pocket square, or do you color block it? See, I would
Fashion,
color block it because I'm not a matching dude. I don't like matching.
style,
I don't like
style
matching.
wise, the number one style rule of wearing a pocket square and a tie, they should never be identical.
Yeah,
They sh-
I agree with that. I agree
they
with that.
should
I agree with that.
complement each other.
So
And
more color blocking. I got you. Okay.
and like you said, when you wear the jacket, you don't with my pocket squares, um, you won't even need a tie, especially now, 90 some degrees
Oh, I
almost
don't wear
every
ties.
day.
I don't wear
Okay.
ties. Mm-mm.
My my pocket squares, um, like let's say you have a nice shirt on. Okay.
Yeah.
You can take your pocket square and look and find a color in your shirt and complement that color in your shirt with your pocket square. Some
Okay.
guys, they do it with the belt. Some guys with their shoes. Some guys with the lining inside of their jacket. You know, some guys the hats. What I tell guys, if your wife or date or girlfriend is wearing a dynamic looking dress, sundress, or whatever, I have a pocket square, or I can make a pocket square to complement the dress or gown that she's wearing. And believe me, when you wear my pocket squares, you will get noticed. And I tell the wives and girlfriends, when guys wear my pocket squares, you got to stay close to them
Oh yeah.
because the ladies are going to want to know, and they're going to want to touch it, to see how it feels. Because the ones that I'm making now, I'm making out of satin, and I'm guessing you say you don't wear pocket squares a lot. You
I never rock the pocket square.
and
I'll
I'm
be
gonna
honest
tell
with you.
and I'm gonna tell you probably a reason why, and you don't have to say I'm
I
right
can
or
tell
not.
you. I'll tell you
Okay.
why I don't. It's too much because when I do it, it's
Uh-huh.
like cats. Cats are already normally on like 8. When you hit them with that pocket square, they go
Yeah.
to 10. It's like I don't
Okay.
like.
A lot of guys don't wear them because they're scared that they're gonna fold it wrong or they don't know how to fold it. Is
I didn't
no
even think
wrong
about that.
There's no
Mhm,
wrong way to wear it.
mhm.
Like okay, I'm gonna give you a quick show. This one you're holding a mill in your hand, you pinch it, you drop it, you run your finger around it, you stick it in your pocket, and you'll get it and you'll design it the way that you want to do it. That's it. There's,
Okay.
there's no wrong way to wear it except not to wear it. The slogan that I have for my business: stop the naked pocket syndrome. If your jacket has a pocket on it, it's supposed to have a pocket square. Why do we have gloves? To put our hands in. Why do we have pockets on our pants? To put our wallets in. Why do you have a jacket? Excuse me, a pocket on your jacket to put my pocket squares in. God made that pocket for you to wear my pocket squares. I don't know about anybody else's, but I know my pocket squares, it was made for it.
I love it, man. You gotta have me get a pocket square. You gotta
Might as
have me
well.
get a pocket square. Well, Reggie, man, it's been fantastic meeting you and fantastic going through your journey, man. We certainly appreciate not only your time today, but your service. Definitely your service and your service there in North Augusta, man. So
Yeah.
shout out to you and thank you so much for joining Lost Letterman.
Thank you for what you're doing. Um, you know, this is great. Continue doing what you're doing. This is needed. Um, uh, I'm proud of you, and I'm proud of you in advance to what this is going to become. Greatness is in your future. Greater than even what you are right now, and you don't even realize it. Just be ready for it.
I appreciate that, brother. Keep
Yes,
keep
sir.
keep it going. Keep it
Yes,
going.
sir.